Gotse Delchev is one of the most beautiful towns in the southwestern part of Bulgaria, which is a must on your list of towns and cities to visit. The settlement is an area of the ancient city of Necropolis at Nestum, founded in the 2nd century AD by the Roman Emperor Trajan. Explorers claim that even Apostle Pavel visited the settlement as early as 51 AD on his way from Thessalonica. Ancient reports say that the town of Gotse Delchev was an archbishop's settlement until the 11th century AD. Archaeologists have so far unearthed early Christian monuments, parts of basilicas, as well as other pieces of evidence which prove that the town dates back to the 9th or 10th century AD. The town used to bear the name Nevrokop, in the past one of the most prospering ones in this area. In the times of the Ottoman rule, it was a hub of cultural life, and in 1951 it assumed the name Gotse Delchev. The museum in Gotse Delchev stores an ancient Roman chariot discovered in the area, as well as ancient objects from Nicopolis at Nestum, old-fashioned national costumes and other century-old artifacts. The museum shows on display everything from the rich ethnography of the area. The town of Gotse Delchev is located in a cuddled cattle in the outskirts of the Pirin mountain. This wonderful place lies a mere 200 kilometers away from Bulgaria's capital Sofia. The climate here is moderate with a Mediterranean influence. The rainfall is typical in the spring and autumn. The summers are hot, whereas the winters are comparatively mild. One of the oldest trees found so far in southwestern Bulgaria can be seen in the center of the town. Its age exceeds 5 centuries. It is an ancient plane tree and its head is about 30 meters in height, while the circumference of its trunk is a whole 10 meters. This area is famed for its dozens of churches, 35 in number, out of which 4 are within the town. A large proportion of them have unique architecture, rich interior ornamentation, frescoes, priceless icons, wood carvings, and beautiful floor coverings made of special marble. The Christian rituals and festivities attract hundreds of tourists from Bulgaria and abroad. 3 of the churches in the center of Gotse Delchev are the best choice of the believers in the vicinity. The church Saint Archangel Michael was erected in 1811. It boasts of rich royal gates included in the iconostasis composition. The ceilings have incredibly appliqued ornaments and are richly decorated with wood carving, while 70 icons dated 1881 attract lay brothers from across the country. The Assumption Church was built in 1838 by members of the Bansku School of Art. World-famous Bulgarian icon painters born in the area are still using its techniques. One of them receives us in his studio. His name is Сашо Харисков.
В една икона има много голяма символика. Първо, тя независимо, че има
There is a big symbolic in each icon. No matter that there are both ceramic and painted icons, these should be made on wood. It is so because Jesus Christ was crucified on a wooden cross. A canvas is used which is placed on the wood. The wood itself must be prepared before painted. There is a big symbolic in the canvas, because Jesus Christ's image left a trace on it after he was removed from the cross. This is the reason why the old masters place canvas on the wood. The canvas is afterwards treated with ground. I myself use pigment paints and I also apply a tempered technique with an egg. The egg is the beginning and the end. There is a symbolic too. When mixing the paints with the egg, an irreversible process occurs. Thus the icon becomes more durable. It is a privilege to happen to be on Easter Day in the Metropolitan Temple Saint Cyril and Methodius in the center of the town, from where on each Easter Day the Holy Fire has set off over the past few years, from the hands of the Nevrokop Bishop Nathaniel. The village of Delchev is located some 8 kilometers away above the town in the Pirin mountain. Most of its houses have been bought by locals or foreigners. These have been either restored or converted into wonderful places for recreation, which offer options for rural tourism. Each day on Agnus Day and St. Tryphon's Day, cultural festivals are held on spot of them, which is the reason why many foreign tourists arrive here. You can enjoy the dozens of local culinary specialities, the astringent thick red wine and the famous Bulgarian hard drink rakia. We should note here that the people in this area are exceptionally hospitable, cordial, and know how to have fun. Another favorite spot where locals often gather on holidays is the so-called Popovi Meadows, a saddle lying between middle and southern Pirin, 1,430 meters above sea level. It represents lots of sunlit meadows surrounded by tall Scotch firs, spruce trees and white firs. These places abound in unique flowers, mushrooms, wild berries and crystal-clear streams. The roads in this locality are perfect, constructed in line with EU projects. There are excellent conditions for recreation in private hotels, as well as holiday homes and villas which can be rented. A big local gathering is held on spot of Popovi Meadows every year, which commemorates the outbreak of the Ilinden Transfiguration Uprising of 1903. The grateful generations pay floral tributes to the heroes revolutionaries on all major days to remember. The local population loves enormously Gotse Delchev, a revolutionary from the National Organization of the Bulgarians fighting for the liberation of the local Bulgarians in the time of the Ottoman rule in Bulgaria, the so-called Internal Macedonian Odrin Revolutionary Organization. Gotse Delchev perished while fighting in an exchange of fire with Turks chasing him. The biggest town in the area was actually named after him. The citizens of the town of Gotse Delchev can boast of many new acquisitions, one of them being a beautiful and very well-maintained park in the center, which pivots the attention of both the young and the elderly. Various tree species and exotic flowers, a few playgrounds, concert stages, a small and cozy restaurant, many exhibitions, festivities for the young – these are only some of the things which attract the people living here every day. A big advantage for each and every willing to invest in the area is the low tax rate for investors, the tax alleviations and the assistance which the local authority readily provides. 3 of the enterprises operating here are owned by foreign persons. They ensure around 4,000 workplaces. It has been for 20 years already that the largest German investor in the area has been making high-quality women's and men's clothing, which is sold in many countries across the world. Pirintex and 3 daughter companies have made investments to the tune of 25 million euro. The workshops are state-of-the-art equipped and a special training center has been established too. In the time of the year 2013, 3,060 from the area are working here in conditions which fully comply with EU standards. The enterprise Pirinplast is a shareholders company and one of the leading ones in this branch. Polycarbonated surfaces, polypropylene corrugated cardboard, polymeric nets, plastic products for everyday use, and other products are made namely here. About 80% of the production is intended for export to Italy, Sweden, Germany, Israel, Greece, Lithuania, and other countries. One more enterprise, which is with foreign stock capital and whose production is enjoyed by many children across the world, Natalia MM, has been manufacturing for years the Kinder Surprise miniature plastic toys, which are a lot preferred by kids. One of the most enjoyed local festivities in the area of Gotse Delchev is that on the occasion of the Day of the Slav Letters, the 24th of May. This is the day of all young people, their teachers, the people working in the sphere of art. On this very day, each year, the mayor of the town awards the prize winners with special distinctions. On the occasion of this day, the town enjoys the visit of its honorary guest. The municipality has invited the person in the world with the highest IQ, 198, Evangelos Katsioulis, aged 36, from Thessalonica, Greece. Being charmed by the beautiful town and its hospitable citizens, Mr. Katsioulis held a test for more than 50 schoolgoers. With the purpose of compiling a work group with gifted children, this young man has already set up an academy for discovering and developing the talents of highly intelligent youngsters. There are 3 incredible settlements in the vicinity of Gotse Delchev, which are a real pleasure to have a rest in. The famed Ognianovo mineral springs are located to the east in the direction of the Rhodope mountain. Beautiful small hotels with swimming pools have been built round them, which offer opportunities for spa tourism. The qualities of the mineral water in the village of Ognianovo are unique and successfully treat many illnesses. 2 other settlements are located close to these springs, architectural masterpieces where dozens of artists, writers and actors prefer to stay. In Leshten and Kovacevice, many foreign tourists flock in the cobblestone streets and the cozy family restaurants, which place on offer ecologically clean homemade cuisine. The houses are entirely built up of stone and wood, while in the restoration work the authentic architectural style is preserved. The incredible beauty of these settlements often attracts teams which shoot music clips and feature films. In the village of Leshten, one can enjoy the crystal-clear air and the beautiful view to the Pirin mountain in Greece. Kovacevice has been declared an architectural reserve and has preserved its original look of the 18th century. This village is one of the most famous in Bulgaria. It lies on the Kanina River, while the road downwards leads to the valley of the Mesta River. The first historical reports about this village are dated to the 15th century. Many of the old houses have been restored and tourists stay in them all the year round. In the whole Gotse Delchev area, the locals carefully preserve their traditions, the old beliefs, tales, festivities, songs and dances. Each year, Gotse Delchev hosts the folklore festival, cultural mosaic Nevrokop fair. There are schools where one can take part in the beautiful Bulgarian chain dances. There are amateur bands and choirs which make Bulgaria famous across the world. It was here that the first amateur ensemble in Bulgaria was compiled back in 1946, the Nevrokop Ensemble for Folk Songs and Dances. One will enjoy the talent of the singers and dancers if he or she visits these incredibly beautiful spots, where he or she is awaited by the hospitality and the broad smile of the locals. This place is really unique with its clean nature, mineral water, beautiful forest, hospitable people, preserved Bulgarian spirit, traditions and ethnography. The town of Gotse Delchev is also a comfortable place for the tourists who love the sea and the mountain. Within a day only you can ski in Bansku, which is a mere 40 kilometers away, and sunbathe in Kavala on the Aegean Sea coast, which is 100 kilometers away. You are always welcome guests here in Gotse Delchev.